How's it going, gamers? Chongo here, and today I've got a gameplay commentary for you guys. The gameplay is of Splinter Cell Blacklist on the PC, and today's commentary topic is about a recent article I read that was about an 8-year-old committing suicide after getting in trouble for playing too many games by his parents. So let's get into it. Okay, so I read this article, and I also read the original article because this article is like a response article to a very short paragraph on what happened with this kid. Now, basically it says that the father rebuked the kid for playing video games too much, and then according to his dad, his gaming was getting in the way of schoolwork and study. So he's 8 years old. I don't really see how there'd be too much studies when you're, in grade 2. For me, there wasn't, but that's not really the point. The article says that the father also beat his other son for watching too much TV, and after all this, the father and the mother left the home, and they return home to see that their first son had killed himself by tying rope around iron bars of a window and hanging himself. Now, I've read both these articles. The first one is really short, but the follow-up article is a little bit longer. But to me, it's kind of hard to judge what actually happened here by an article, but from reading that, you can kind of tell that the father was being abusive. I mean, I can't really make that claim with just one article and not actually meeting this person or seeing how he interacts with his children, but it seems to me that he was yelling at this 8-year-old for playing games too much, and then obviously went off and beat his other son for watching too much TV. Now, I think that this is obviously a terrible thing that's happened. I don't think that father would have known that that would have driven the kid to do that, but in the beginning he probably shouldn't have been yelling at a kid who's 8 years old playing a game and probably doesn't know any better. Also, both the articles do not indicate whether, what game the kid was playing, so literally it could be anything you can imagine, but I don't really think that plays a part in what happened. I don't think he saw some suicide in a game and then thought, I'm going to go and do that. That's something that the media would obviously have a field day with, but I don't think that's what occurred here. I'm not sure what kind of games he was playing, but if his parents were like that and yelling at him for playing games and beat his other son for watching too much TV, my guess is they probably wouldn't have bought him violent video games. However, I could be wrong on this, and I don't think we're ever really going to find out about what actually happened. So a better way to deal with kids, especially if they're 8 years old, isn't to just yell at them for doing something. It's to kind of show them set times to do things. So for example, if you've got an 8-year-old and they're playing too many video games or whatnot, you can set a certain time for them to play video games and then another time to, go and do homework or study or anything like that. And I mean, kids like this better than, just being yelled at from a parent and not really knowing what they expect of you. It's better to say, okay, so for 2 hours now you're going to do study, then after that you can play games and do what you want. So if you do that kind of parenting with a kid, I think that works a lot better than just trying to yell at them and hope that they can grasp some of the concepts that, you're yelling at them. So if they implemented something like that, then obviously the kid would know when he's meant to be playing games and when he's meant to be studying, and that would maybe have avoided the parent deciding to yell at his kid and just go around and being abusive. So my guess is that this wasn't the first time that this parent has decided to yell at their kid. My guess is it's happened multiple times and maybe the kid just thought it's enough and went and did it. Or it could be a completely unrelated issue that he went and did that. Maybe it had nothing to do with his dad at all yelling at him, but I think the way that the article's worded and the timing of yelling at a kid and then leaving and then coming back to it kind of indicates that it may have caused that. But it's a bit iffy, as I said, because it is just an article and we're not, investigating this issue or anything like that. It also seems like the article that I was reading was trying to draw the conclusion that maybe some people would look at this and assume that because that kid played video games, that is why he went and committed suicide, because his brother, who watches TV shows all the time and was beaten, didn't go and commit suicide. But I think there are very different circumstances, and it depends, maybe this father was more abusive to that one kid that committed suicide as opposed to beating the other one. But as I said, it's an article, so it's kind of hard to get the full picture through one or two articles. You'd need to obviously know that person and know if they're abusive to their kids or not, or anything like that. Anyway, this brings me out of my video. If you've got any comments about this, put it down below, and if you want to join the Gamerhood, just subscribe. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time.